Hey everyone, and welcome back. In today's video I'm going to be redoing my cactus terrarium. Here's what it looked like when it wasn't doing very well. In my last video I did an update on this terrarium and explained why it didn't work very well. Here I'll explain what happened in case you missed that video. In trying to make a substrate that looks more natural than normal potting soil, which is just brown with white spots in it, I made a substrate that was mostly rocks and bark, which the cacti just had a hard time growing in. To take apart the terrarium, I just used tweezers to take out the dead cacti and the hardscape materials. I then poured out most of the old substrate. I also had to fix up the drainage layer and the cloth barrier. I then used a few pea pebbles to hold the cloth in place. The new substrate will be made of 1 part pea pebbles, 1 part play sand, 1 part orchid bark, 2 parts perlite, and 3 parts cocoa fiber as the main soil base. I then mixed all of these ingredients well. Then I poured some of this substrate into the terrarium. With a little bit of substrate in, I created a small hardscape using rocks that I believe are either quartz or quartzite. The first cactus in this terrarium will be this Trichocereus grandiflorus hybrid. By the way, to get these cacti ready for use in a terrarium, I simply take them out of their pots and clean the dirt off the roots. The next cactus I'm using is a very weird looking one, but sadly I'm not sure what kind it is. After getting those 2 cacti in, I continue to pour some substrate in the back of the terrarium to build up the land a little bit. As another hardscape element, I'm going to be using these unidentified desert branches, as I like to call them. I just placed pieces of this wood all over in the terrarium. I then covered most of the substrate with play sand and pea pebbles. The third and final cactus I'm going to be using is a small bud from the cactus garden bowl. I simply grabbed it with tweezers and twisted it off the main plant. I got sand all over the cactus, but the sand comes off really well when I spray it with water. While you watch me place sand and pea pebbles in the terrarium, I want to explain something. A landscape like this at practically a 45-degree angle is pretty difficult to create, especially if the substrate's dry so it doesn't stick together and without the help of hardscape elements to hold the substrate up. This can be pretty easily fixed by just creating a more horizontally oriented landscape. Despite all of this, I do think that vertical landscapes and hardscapes create pretty interesting terrariums. I had to pour a little bit more substrate in the right side of the terrarium, but then I covered it with pea pebbles and sand like before. Here's the completed terrarium. I think it's a great improvement from the old version. Hopefully the cacti grow well this time, as I used better substrate. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.